I recently read a quote that I really agree with. It said, in relationships, the little things are actually the big things. And what this author was trying to say is that the daily interactions we have in relationships are way more impactful than the one-off moments. So the tones we use, the little phrases we use, the choices to help each other in small ways, those end up being the big things in long-term relationships. Now, the reason I bring that up here is that I think there's relevancy also in the getting to know you phase. Sometimes the little things are actually the big things. So in this video, I want to share with you from the male perspective of some small things that Christian men find very attractive in Christian single women that maybe women wouldn't realize. And while I will be sharing scriptures in this video, please note that this is more of a subjective topic. So I will be leaning a bit more on my personal opinions rather than on strict biblical principles like I normally do in most of my videos. Number one, a clean social media history, or just not using social media a lot. Now, when you meet a guy that you're interested in, what's the first thing that you do? Well, probably you go home, you try to find him on social media, and you start scrolling and assessing what you're seeing. Don't deny it, you know that you do it. So based upon his social media history, you start imagining what he might be like. Oh, he posts Bible verses. Oh, he posts Christian content. He likes these certain accounts that are wholesome and edifying. Or, wow, there seems to be a lot of pictures of him drinking at parties and hanging out with a lot of random women who are dressed in inappropriate clothing. Well, men are doing the same thing. If a godly guy meets a woman that he's interested in, a lot of times he's going to try to find her on social media and start assessing what he's seeing on her page. The truth is, a godly man does not want to see his future wife's belly, butt, or boobs all over her social media page. He wants to enjoy those parts of her when they're married together. He doesn't want to be sharing that with the entire internet. However, if a man sees a woman's account is edifying, posting Christian content, liking things that are useful and good, and doesn't see all these red flags, then obviously that's going to encourage him that this is the type of woman he's looking for. Put simply, a godly man is looking for a woman who's separate from the way the rest of the world is. Number two, little feminine touches, even when you're not dressed up. When you wear a hoodie and some sweatpants and you still look like a beautiful woman, that actually has a way bigger impact on a man than if he sees you when you're fully dressed up, like you're going to a wedding and you've spent $100 paying someone else to do your hair. Why is that? I think there's something to seeing a woman as she more naturally is on the day-to-day that makes a man be able to imagine himself with her in a more realistic way. When you're dressed down, but you still have a feminine aura around you, that gives a man a glimpse into what it would be like if he were in a relationship with you. Because we all know we're not maximum dressed up very often. I also think that a man is triggered to be especially attracted to a woman who knows how to look beautiful even when she's extremely casual and dressed down, is because I think it also signifies that she's low drama. Now, I'm not saying that if you dress up or you spend time, choosing your outfit and looking nice, that signifies you are drama. I'm not saying that. Rather, it's more so just about a relatability. And a man just feels like you would be more of a partner that he would want to invest in and get to know and spend the daily with, rather than a woman that appears to be on a pedestal. And to be clear here, I'm not talking about those feminine traits that are outside of your control, like your facial features or your body type. Rather, I'm talking about those little feminine touches that just separate you from someone who's representing a masculinity or a I don't care in those moments of being dressed down. Now, maybe you're like, Mark, give me some specifics. And I'm not going to do that because I'm a man. I'm not going to embarrass myself and pretend I know what I'm talking about when it comes to women's fashion. So watch someone else for that type of content. But what I'm trying to tell you is that men notice. I don't know. I can't tell you what it is, but if I see it, I can tell you that. So while I really love when my wife dresses up, I appreciate more the daily beauty that I get to enjoy. Number 3, the music that you listen to or don't listen to. Now, you might think I'm being overly judgmental and a prude and whatever. I don't really care. I hope you don't, but this is the truth. A godly guy doesn't want to see the woman he likes listening to a bunch of worldly crap that celebrates lust and worldliness and partying and being with a bunch of guys or guys using her. Like, it's just not what a guy's looking for. A Christian guy is looking for a wife. He's not looking for a girlfriend that he can go to the club with. I'm not saying you need to listen to the opera or strictly hymns. I'm just saying that if the music you listen to is worldly trash, that definitely is a turnoff. And if the music you listen to and you're consciously making choices to only put godly things inside of you through your ears, a godly man will notice that. When you turn the station, when you say, no, I don't really listen to that stuff, those are the little things that he's attracted to. Number 4, not taking yourself too seriously. A godly man will see a very attractive woman across the room and say something to himself like, wow, she's beautiful. However, if a godly man is able to connect with a woman and he finds her beautiful and she's easy to talk to and they just hit it off naturally, that's the woman he's going to pursue. So I'm really just talking about not being standoffish. A woman who is approachable and just easy to talk to is very attractive. The easier he finds it to talk to you, the more he will talk to you. The more he talks to you, the more he will feel connected to you. The more he feels connected to you, the more he's going to pursue you. And eventually this leads to a desire for dating in the man. If you know how to take a joke, laugh at yourself, poke fun at somebody else in a way that just isn't demeaning, these things are enjoyable to a man. So perhaps the spiritual quality I'm talking about here is humility. If you're humble and not taking yourself too seriously, this is attractive. And number 5, high standards for men. If a godly man knows you don't mess around with worldly guys, you reject the players quickly at church who have that reputation of orbiting around a bunch of girls and going on a date or two and then never committing. If you're the type of woman that's just like, don't waste my time, the guy who's serious about relationships is going to find you attractive. When you're guarding your heart, that's a subtle sign to this man who's observing you that you're preparing yourself for marriage. You're thinking about the future, knowing that your choices now will affect you later. A godly man will be doing the same for himself, so he's going to be attracted to you. So these were some subtle things. If you want some more actionable traits and some personality traits that men really love about women, you're going to want to watch this video right here. I'm Mark from ApplyGodsWord.com. Until next time, God bless.